What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Brew Show, where we are drinking brews and talking about it. It is August 21st, 2018, and we got a great show for you, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Joseph, how are you doing out there?
Doing well, Charlie. I finally got settled in Louisville, Texas. Glad to be home. Drinking on High Alai today.
Oh, I like it. And, I didn't realize... no, I did realize there's two Josephs, so you guys were confused. The other Joseph! Joseph number 2! The Crypto Cruju. How are you?
Of course. Just right here. There is my name. All right. But anyways, yeah, I'm doing a great. Market is the market. And I think the color of my ensemble today speaks to the fortune of the market, but I'm drinking a Heineken.
Hey.
So keep your hand off my Henny, baby. Let's do this.
I like it. And I'm over here drinking your sentiment, Joseph. My sentiment is, buy that fucking dip! Hashtag Nafamu. All right. Wait, I gotta open it. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at you guys. Alrighty. Can I put my beer down? Jeez. Moving on. Let's go to our disclaimer.
The information provided on the show does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice. Crypto Brew Show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Alrighty. Hashtag Nafamu, not a financial advisor. My own opinions. And hashtag BYOB. We did you? Moving over to the state of the market, as Joe alluded to, I mean, it's not great. We're seeing some green. Global market cap sitting at 213 billion, 24-hour volume of 10.2 billion. That's pretty abysmal volume there. And Bitcoin dominance holding steady at 52%. Bitcoin sitting at top $6,488, down up 4.84% in the last 7 days. Ethereum sitting at $282, up 3.34%. Ripple's sitting at 33 cents, up 22%. Ripple is having a day, or a week, I guess I should say. And of course, Bitcoin Cash at 537, up a little under 7%. EOS at 493, up at 8.59%. Moving on over to BitScreener and our gainers and losers in the last 24 hours. Jojo, I know you like those gainers and losers.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these guys. Up at the top, we've got Waikiki Chain. Might as well be Wacky Chain. It's up 45.91% in the past 24 hours. And Bank to the Future. We all wish we could go back in time, don't we? All right. And then right below that, we've got Loyal Coin, up 16.94% in the past 24 hours. Also, going Back to the Future. Yeah, I did that actually on purpose. That one's up 38.13% in the past 24 hours. But then we go to our losers. CoinDash. Not even going to say more. You've already heard the numbers quite a few times.
They're the same.
And Ken, right below that. If you're in Arkansas, you understand why it's down, eh? All right. Well, anyways, it's down 14.13% in the past 24 hours. And we've got GX shares down 11.32% in the past 24 hours. Also, guys, my dad's from Arkansas. I understand.
First-hand experience there, eh?
Maybe.
Alrighty, looking at the crypto market heat map. We're like I said, we're up a little bit. 2% here, 1% here, 1% there. Not a lot down, but we're not nearly up as much as we've been going down. So, hey, keep your spirits up. We'll get it. We'll get through it. Alrighty, market news headliners. Our first headline today is Abu Dhabi resident down 85%. Taking $140K loan to buy cryptocurrency. And just right off the bat, this is something you don't want to do. So, Joey, what do you think about this article?
I 100% agree with you, Charlie. It's something you don't want to do. I bet the gentleman is feeling pretty sick right now. I would hate to be in his shoes. Um, Anybody reading the article can say this is why you do your own research, right? Don't buy into the FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Anybody can say anything about any of these coins. Nobody's going to know better than if you do your own research.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And then you can't actually blame anybody else if you do your own research. I think a lot of people like to blame other people. Maybe that's why they don't. I don't know. Hey, who knows? Jojo, what you got?
All right, so I understand this gentleman's want to buy the dip, and all these other things, but it is clearly a do your own research game, along with not getting in a FOMO, exactly like Joey said. Unfortunately, just like the things that it states in this article, man, this guy is paying like $3,200 a month for the next like 3 years in order to pay these loans back. That fucking blows. But anyways, so do your own research, make sure you don't fall into hype, and then only put out what you can lose. I'll admit to you, myself, I'm down about 6K. And that was what I could lose at the time. So I went for it, and I jumped in, and it kind of bit, but I think I'm going to bite back. Let's just see how the future holds. Hashtag Nafamu. Let's keep this going, all right, guys?
I like your sentiment there. I mean, a lot of people got burned, but again, if you did do your own research and we say it multiple times, if you invest only what you can afford to lose, you won't be stuck in a position like this where you're paying. I mean, you just kind of want to forget about it if you lose everything, And in a situation like this, you're reminded every month that you made a terrible decision.
Can you file bankruptcy in Abu Dhabi?
I mean, who knows? If he hasn't yet, maybe that's an option for him. But moving on to our next article, kind of goes to the same respect as this one. That one was from Bitcoinist, by the way. And this one is from ZY Crypto. 50% of the top cryptocurrencies all have a working purpose. So the other 50% do not have a working product or purpose. And that goes right back to the whole do your own research. Don't invest in something that you're just blindly speculating into because you pretty much don't know whether it's going to be around tomorrow or they're going to actually do what they say they're going to do. You want to invest in something that has a prototype, that has something that's working, obviously. I mean, crypto is a pretty big speculative market, but I mean, there's a lot of good projects out there. Joey, what are your thoughts on this article?
This one's pretty rough as well, Charlie. I wouldn't say as rough as the last one because that guy, like Joe said, is going to be paying a lot of money for a while. But this one, looking at the numbers from the outside, it looks kind of makes you like step back and say, "Holy crap! Like how have we been putting so much money into this, right?" And one of the things is that there is a little, like not a lot of regulation in crypto and in the crypto space, meaning anybody can play the game. Anybody can play the game on either side, whether it's investing or making these cryptocurrencies. So you don't really have to have a working product. Some people go in it with the promises of having a working product that takes amount of time. Some people just say they're going to have a working product just because they see a lot of money flowing into it. So going off the do your own research part, you gotta know what to look for, what key things to look for, be able to sniff out the scams. Figure out the things that are worth dabbling in. Some things that I've seen is people going on the social media sites who made these coins just to promote it huge, so people would buy in for the fear of missing out, wanting to get in when it's low, so they can ride it to the moon. So things just to be aware about. Like you said, do your own research.
Yeah, you don't want to invest in that guy in the picture that has his hands on the desk and not on his keyboard. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, work.
Jojo, what you got?
Well, I mean, obviously they're working off of very small computers, and that's Mac. No offense to Macs. But,
hey, look at that Sony Vaio out there. Is that even still a thing?
I actually doubt that actually is a thing. But anyway, speaking of Macs, this is completely off subject. But anyways, I don't know if you guys heard about WOG. really kind of pulling back on what he thought about blockchain technology and Bitcoin. But anyways, if you get a chance to go out there and do a little research on that, the Zog or the Wog or the Watsky or whatever, anyways, the Apple person changed his mind about cryptocurrency, which was really startling.
Wozniak? The Woz?
Yeah, the Woz.
I was trying so hard to figure out what the heck you were.
Whatever, man. But yeah, so anyways, he changed his mind on like blockchain, but he still thinks Bitcoin's going to the moon. Clearly, this guy has not done his own research. And hopefully, with what we've invested in these top 100 coins, they are doing their own research. They're making things happen. One thing that I would really encourage you guys, everyone that's listening, is just to really make sure that you are finding those things that actually do have working products and they're already on their main nets. They're the ones that are actually really trying to get in the game of like really trying to do what they're aiming out to do in their white papers. Because I can't tell you how many things when we were at all-time highs, like people were like FOMOing into Cardano. Not saying that Cardano is a bad thing. I think that one is honestly going to be a really good project moving forward, but they overhyped the market cap. It went really high, really out of its value range, and they just kept buying it. So this is something to kind of keep an eye on, even if it's not just about the working purpose, it's also about the market cap. If the market cap doesn't see volatility at this point and holding firm to those prices, it's a flag. Ron's not on this call, but he always likes to say that, and I always like to pitch back that he likes to say that. So I think I like to say that now. If it's a flag, it's a flag. Don't get into it. All right? Do your own research, guys.
I like it. We'll end that there. That was a very good point. I like it. All right, our next article comes from ccn.com. Cobinhood founders raised $20 million for a blockchain that processes 1 million transactions per second. And if that doesn't seem relevant to you, you haven't been around the blockchain space long enough, because that's crazy. I mean, we're used to 10, 15, 20, 100 transactions per second. The holy grail right now is 10,000 transactions per second, let alone 1 million. That's ridiculous. Joey, what is all this mess?
Just crypto people doing crypto things, Charlie. In this case, crypto people being Cobinhood. They are the founders of a cryptocurrency exchange, and the crypto thing being a new blockchain. This new blockchain being able to process 1 million transactions per second. That's not only a ton, but it's a lot of tons. That not only combats is up there with credit card transactions, but it surpasses that. So this will be huge if it actually goes through and goes into practice. This could mean a lot as far as massive adoption goes, as far as being able to make these transactions in your everyday life. If you want to go to the gas station before work to grab a Red Bull, this is not a sponsored message. So you have it on your way to work. Then it'd be possible with 1 million transactions per second. And not only is this just a new blockchain per se, but they get into the whole block lattice thing, which we won't go too much in depth on. But if you think about a blockchain, you think of a linear chain with a bunch of data and transactions that you can go back and look. Whereas a block lattice, if you kind of think of a series of blockchains in parallel, or like a net where you can move along any blockchain in any direction at any given time. Thinking it makes it a lot faster, a lot quicker. They will be utilizing this to make this high amount of transactions per second possible.
Right. More lanes for the data to go through versus just one, which will definitely, clearly, if it is what it says it can do, that is definitely a perk. Jojo, what you think? What you thinking about Cobinhood doing some stuff?
All right, guys. Dude, they're making the blockchain for the blockchain. Get into it, guys. This is the next big thing.
The blockchain of all blockchains.
Do your own research. This is exactly what we're talking about. 1 million transactions. That's a I want a crapper made of gold, to quote Austin Powers. So let's just move past this. But if Cobinhood can, make this thing happen and they can like push forward with it, we'll keep going with it. I like this. Million transactions, that could like power China. This is awesome. So let's keep moving forward with it. If it works, it works. But if it doesn't, remember, research.
And I mean, there are plenty of. It'll be interesting to see how Dexon and Cobinhood kind of make their way through this, because I know Nano uses the block lattice structure as well. And I mean, there are a lot. I mean, the whole premise of scalability right now is making the blockchains interoperable with each other, like being able to talk to each other. So I mean, that's a big thing already. So I don't know if they're just trying to do their own whole bunch of blockchains and you have to use theirs, or I mean, there's plenty of companies out there that are kind of trying to do this, but interoperability with all the ones that are already there. So it'd be really interesting. Definitely, like if you're into crypto and you're into the blockchain space, it is certainly interesting to see this happening. Jojo, go ahead.
I think just something that's pretty interesting about this too, as far as the block lattice is concerned. I haven't done as much research on it, but I'd like to see how block lattice actually parallels with sharding and a couple of things that some of these other platforms are trying to do nowadays. So I don't know if you guys know, but if you guys out there that are listening, if you know anything about it, just hit it up down below in the discussion chat, or just comment on the video for me. Crypto Crew Jew needs a little education, all right? Help a brother out.
Oh, you doing a little bit of your own research on the show, Joe. I see you. Alrighty. Moving on to our next article here from CoinDesk. Prime Trust enters crypto custody race. Will hold any Ethereum token. This goes with apparently them already holding Bitcoin for people. But super interesting headline just in and of itself. Jojo, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, Prime Trust, they're already a pretty established company. They've actually been around for a pretty long time. And the biggest majority of their impact that's actually coming about is because of their Bitcoin cold storage. For those of you guys that don't know what cold storage is, that's just pulling all of your assets off of an electronic wallet. Instead of having it stored online through the blockchain, you can actually pull it off and put it into a hardware wallet, or you can either have it directly off of the internet connection and stored in a facility somewhere, put in your safe, or you can even go as far as the Winklevoss and take their private key and break it up into 12 different pieces and put it in 12 different banks across the world, just so their assets are completely covered. But that's exactly what this is all about. They just released the opportunity to throw ERC20 tokens out there. I haven't done as much research into this as I probably would like, but I think the idea behind this is, with the word trust, they're probably talking about large sums of money. I don't think this is any of us that are wanting to put just their small wallets in there just to hold things safe for a while. This is for those big wigs that, you have more than a couple $100,000 or $1 million, and you can throw that into the cold storage. Charlie, you got something, man?
Yeah. With that being said, I'm curious. I feel like with what you just said, like the big wigs that are too lazy to do their own work, they're like, you know what? I don't want to deal with private keys. I don't want to deal with anything. Just to hold my stuff safely and securely.
You mean your dad?
No, he's nowhere near the big whales we talking about right now. So I mean, I don't. Was there any indication on this article for you, Joe, that made it seem like, are they holding the private keys? Do you still get to hold your private keys? Because in my sense, if you're not holding your private keys, you don't own your crypto. And that's just how it is. So how are they just holding your stuff? What's going on there?
All right. So, my complete understanding of this project is they actually hold the private keys for you, which seems kind of like, redundant. Like, how are you going to trust this company without trust being in the name of it? Prime Trust, hey, trust. But anyways, So how are you going to like trust these guys to actually like not take your assets and put them out there into the market, just kind of like the banks do nowadays, right? You know, you go to a bank, you put your money in, your money's in there, but it's not really there. It's out doing this, that, the other, investing in this, going crazy like. Um, so how are you going to trust that? I think the major thing that they're trying to do is they're going to really impact a lot of multi-sig authentication pieces as far as this is concerned. So you will have the private key in there, but there will be a lot of hoops that you have to go through in order to access your cold storage funds, which I think is a major awesome thing in this. And that's kind of why I associate it with banks, because it's going to be a new opportunity for us to just really kind of like hold our value somewhere else and take the ease of use factor and bring it down a lot. So it's going to be a lot easier for the crypto grandmas of the world, if you will, to use some crypto. All right. So, Joey, what do you think about this one, man?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think I'm going to go buy a bunch of Ripple. No, everything that was described, it kind of, I'm with Charlie, kind of sounds like a normal bank, right? I mean, it'd be cool if they didn't have access to anything, but it kind of does sound like they'll have all the private keys and everything. So yeah, I'm just curious on how it will play out. Will we like 100% always have access to it? Would anybody be able to grab whatever out at any time without going through the bank? Would people have to interface with the bank at all? Or is it literally just stored there? So I think it's an interesting concept. Be interesting to see how it plays out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even so much so as a multi-sig situation where, you know, the trust has to sign off on a transaction, as do you. But even then, if that has to happen for funds to move, you're still giving some ownership of your crypto to them, regardless of the situation. So, I mean, I know how to use cold storage. So I wouldn't, you know, regardless of how much money I have, I don't think I would be putting it in the trust of somebody else. But that's just me. So moving on from there, we'll see what happens. It's good for the big boys that don't want to deal with it. Say, hey, take care of my money. Take care of my money, peasant. That's what this is for, I feel like.
I like the addition of peasant at the end of that, Charlie.
Okay. I mean, that's how I feel about it. So it is what it is. Actually, real quick, we did not talk about the IBM / Stronghold situation that was it. How was that involved, real quick?
So just an idea, IBM is actually like really backing this initiative, Prime Trust, and they're actually, I think, an actual partner with them. Stronghold is actually a stable coin from that IBM aspect. And what they're doing with Prime Trust is they're allowing the stable coins to actually be stored in their cold storage facilities. So IBM is like partnering with them so they have a place to store their assets.
I got you. And we did have a stablecoin episode recently, so go check that out. We did talk about the IBM and Stronghold stablecoins, so I will link to that below. Our next and last article of the day, UPS files blockchain patent to increase delivery efficiency. This one comes from NewsBTC. Pretty interesting. Another great use of blockchain, question mark? What do we think? Is this another good way to use blockchain? Maybe figure out exactly where your packages went? Because, I mean, how many times you got to call UPS and be like, hey, where did my package go? I mean, or, you know, the stolen packages, you know, they could, with blockchain, maybe it's something where you could track it down to a specific spot and be like, all right, this is exactly where it went. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Someone stole it. So what are your thoughts on that, Joey?
I think it's great. I think it's a good example of that this is not just all about the cryptocurrency, but rather, you know, the blockchain technology in general. You know, it has so many uses, just the technology. It can be applied to a lot of industries. I know the article mentions about some uses in like the fishing industry and with like meat suppliers and stuff. just a couple examples. But I think it's good, especially with big companies such as UPS in the logistics, getting behind it, filing patents, securing that technology. It just kind of shows where their executives are looking, where they're trying to allot their time in the future, and pushing projects like that. So I think it'd be good. Something else that was mentioned in it is the ability of taking crypto payments in the future, which would be really cool as well. Will definitely help with the increased speed and delivery and all that. Having allowing it to minimize maybe like human transactions, scanning things in and all that. Possibility of that just being handled completely through a computer. So I think it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Jojo, what you got?
Me personally, I am completely against this. And
Dun, dun, dun.
the only reason behind that is Tom Hanks would have never met Wilson. All right? You know what I'm talking about? Wilson. Wilson! But yeah, so that's pretty much what I got on this. But anyways, it's a good project. That's exactly what we're trying to look for, guys. And I think this is just a next step in the right direction. But, just one more time. Wilson!
I apologize to all the listeners out there for Joe's shenanigans. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, big company delving into the blockchain space, regardless of it being tied to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it's still blockchain. It's still, people are still trying to figure out and understand what blockchain is and is all about and what it can and cannot do. So I'm just super excited about the implications that this could have and just in the future. There's so many things that blockchain can do that we don't even know yet. And we're still in that grand experiment as to whether blockchain and cryptocurrency can be a thing. So stay tuned, because Crypto Brew Show will be here to help you along the way. Do that research.
Chicken thin.
Because we in that thin right now. Alrighty. Joey, I know you drinking some high Alai.
Yes, sir, Charlie. As I mentioned earlier, beer of the week is High Alai. This is an IPA by Cigar City Brewing, and that is out of Tampa, Florida. A lot of people associate IPAs being super hoppy, super dry. This one is really good. If I had to put it on a hoppy scale from like easy to hard, it'd be about medium hard, about a Mart area. So it's not too heavy or anything.
So kind of a half chub. Is that what you're saying, Joey?
Something along those lines. Almost there, but not quite ready. Still in the prepping stages. Yep. So it's really good. Not too hoppy. You can definitely taste the citrusiness of it. So definitely recommend. The Brew Crew score overall gives it a 4 out of 5. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, I like it. I also want to know in their explanation as to what you should pair it with. What the hell are deviled crabs? For all listeners out there, they say you should pair High Alai India Pale Ale with beef empanadas, deviled crabs, and other spicy dishes. I've had deviled eggs. Maybe I'm just not well versed. I've not traveled the world enough. I have not. So I don't even know what deviled crabs are, but I want to know. And I want to have a High Alai with me when I try them. Just saying. Alrighty, moving on. Question of last week is price of ETH this week. Run was sitting at 221. I was at 231. Oaks was at 290. And JoJo was at 217. And we had a response commenter. Kurt was sitting at 451. He was very optimistic, and I think we all wish that he was correct. However, unfortunately, he was not. We were sitting at 282. Oaks has been prices righted. Yo boy is again. I'm getting too many drinks over here. Yeah. So, yep. That happened. Question of next week: will global market cap drop below 200 billion? I believe it did in the past week, but we're still sitting above it now at like 213. I think it was in the beginning of the episode here. So, Joey, your thoughts? Do we drop below 200?
So, are we saying will it drop below 200 throughout the next week, or by the 7-day mark is it going to be below 200?
Will it drop below at any point during the week?
In that case, my answer is a big yes, Charlie.
Okay, you don't believe in that support. Okay, I see. Jojo, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to confer with my small little friend over there, the Joey, and I'm going to have to agree with him. I think it is going to drop below that $200 billion support, and I just think it's going to happen again. We just keep having market news updates about altcoins bleeding and other things going back, so I just think it's going to happen.
All right, fair enough. And just to be devil's advocate, I'm going to say we don't drop below the 200. So let us know your answer in the comments down below, and we will showcase you on the show. All the comments. We'll put you on all the slides. Let us know. 200? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Jojo, that is our show, by the way. Jojo, or actually Joey, any last minute comments, my friend?
Nafamu.
Okay. Fair enough. Jojo, what you got?
Wilson! Do your own research. Stay bold. Keep them cold.
Alrighty. Again, I apologize for the ear thrustingness of Joseph. This has been the Crypto Brew Show. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below for more show. We will see you next week. Cheers.